Tag. I'm it. Hello, everybody. My name is Margaret Pinard, and you've landed on my channel somehow. So you're on BookTube, and welcome to today's book tag. I don't know that it's an extravaganza today, but it is the 1001 Books tag by Sandy at Ms. Reads a Lot. So this is going to be lots of fun. I've been tagged by 3 people to do this, so I figured it was finally time, and there was finally a little bit of room in my schedule to fit in a tag again. So thank you to Jeremy Fee, author, booktuber extraordinaire, Berna's Bookish Adventures, friend from Turkey, and Leah Lindemann of Pen to Paper, fellow author who's been on this channel as well, for tagging me in these lovely tag go-rounds. So I'm very excited to do this today. I wanted to say hi to the cheerleaders in the chat, including Shannon, who's already on a banner. She'll be happy to know. Jenna, the soul writer, who's reporting to the like button for duty, which made me laugh. Claire Elliott, which is here possibly because she's finished her Tuesday sprints, which is awesome. Shannon saying she just saw Jenna on Colin's channel, and I know Colin has scheduled a couple at the same time, so I'm sad that that is like, you know, making people try to listen to 2 at once, but his are sprints, so hopefully he starts with a sprint and then you can come over here during the in-betweens. We've got, we jumped a little bit. We've got Cool Gamer here. Hello. Jenna liking my tag go arounds. I just made that up. Yep. Claire saying they've yet to begin, so I might dip out early. Oh, okay, gotcha, because it's about to be nighttime for you. But I'm relaxing my brain a bit before it's time to sprint. Excellent. Always need that balance. And yes, had to say hi to Calm Colin. Sweet. All right, so I'm just going to dive into the upcoming attractions, which I always do like a trailer at the beginning. Later this week, we have First Friday, April Fool's Day, and I'm not fooling, I do have a First Friday productivity sprint. So for everyone who knows, that is going to be happening right after SD Houston's Pyramid Wars. And Shannon, correct me if I'm wrong, but you may be having Lauren Adele as your co-host for April, which would be fun. But either way, I will be following Shannon's. I'm making mine for 9:30, so there's a half an hour break for you to bio break, get some tea, get something to eat, and come back after participating in Shannon's sprints. So that's coming up this week on April 1 in the morning for us on the west side. And after that, we're going to have a little karaoke warbling on Saturday with Barrett. So I have that scheduled for 5 p.m. Pacific to do some karaoke, and we have still yet to nail down the details, but we've got a time and a date and a channel, and it's here. So hope to see you guys there. Hope to see if some of you volunteer. So we'll be pushing out more details of that later in the week. As always, there is an ongoing offer, which is a sign up for Sundays on Streamyard. I just had a tutorial on Sunday, which was a solo, and I went over some fun things, some useful things to judge by people's response. So if you've ever been wondering or wanted some help, see the description for the link to sign up, and we can set a date. I've got 2 new dates for April in case anyone is interested. And final upcoming ongoing thing, I have the Patreon tier for writers that is launching. If you get in before April 1st, that will get you in for the April tier for writers, which will be a Saturday sort of consultation session and masterminding, if you know what that is. If not, check down below because the link will tell you all sorts of details and lure you in. So hopefully we kick this off in April. All right. That's all my announcements. Shannon saying we're introducing our AuthorTube Writing Conference this Friday at 3 p.m. Central. And that is 1 p.m. So that is after my sprints. So Shannon sprints, my sprints, Shannon and Jenna's announcement. See, it all works out. Everyone's just sort of like slotting in. It's perfect. Jim's asking if it's wise to schedule anything for April 1st. It's just a date like any other. Shannon saying I was supposed to have Lauren Adele, but she couldn't make it for the first 2 Fridays, so Jenna's staying out of me. All right, well, we'll be on with Jenna and Shannon. It is rather luresome. Sweet. Perfect. Okay, so let's jump into the 10 questions and then I'll be tagging 10 people. So I'm going to look at my screen for the actual questions here. Number one, 1,000 lists. These are all made up by Sandy, so these are great. Do you follow any book lists? It can be prize lists or a challenge like the Rory Gilmore challenge. I don't know what that is, but my answer is nope. My ears do perk up when I hear something has won a prize or is on the short list or is on the long list, but I don't dedicate any time to following those lists or filming videos about them or reading a certain number from them as many of my friends do. It just seems kind of arbitrary. And as you will hear, I already accumulate so many books. I don't need another way to feed them into my life. I prefer to have that be a personal recommendation. Perhaps a bit of a buzz on BookTube might also get in there somehow. But yeah, lists for books are not really my jam. So Sandy has a different approach. She uses the 1001 books to read before you die lists that are ongoing and changing as like her raison d'etre on her channel, but that is not the path for me. On the scheduling. Dodged a bullet there. Yeah, very good. Question number 2, 1001 books. Approximately how many physical books do you currently own? How many ebooks? And she doesn't ask for audiobooks here, but I've added that in because it seemed appropriate. I'm going to ask you guys to guess. I don't think maybe Jim, I don't think anyone else has been around long enough to remember the last time that I counted books and put that stat on my channel. So you're probably in the dark about where I started and whether this is an improvement or a further falling down into the hole of becoming a hoarder. But I did take some time yesterday to count every book in my apartment, minus my own inventory of books, minus library books, minus borrowed books. So I didn't count any of those. But I do have a number for physical books. And feel free to get the guesses in. I don't know, maybe I'll award imaginary extra credit, but I'll wait till the end to actually answer that physical books question. I'll tell you, ebooks for Kindle, I have 144. For Kobo Rakuten, I have 61. And audio on Libro, I have 286. Ooh, I like these. I like these guesses. Okay. Shannon's coming in with 1001 with like a super serendipitous answer. Leo is here. Hello, Leo, with 792. Jim's guessing 857. He's probably the only one who might remember earlier. Claire saying 486. All very interesting choices. If it helps anyone to guess, I do live in a 700 square foot, 1-bedroom apartment. So I don't know if that helps anybody. Okay, so I'll leave that till the end. Question number 3. Oh, I was going to ask you a different question too. What books you're trying to finish before the end of the month, but we'll get to that later. Question number 3 is 1001 books read. Approximately how many books have you read in your lifetime? Do you keep track? And I have a link in the description after this question because I use, Storygraph. And there's a reason why I went from Goodreads to Storygraph for 2021. It was BookTube. I heard about the new kid on the block and thought that I would finally migrate because it's a much better option. Because, number 1, I'm supporting someone who cares about the reader experience, which Goodreads does not as part of Amazon. Number 2, I'm supporting an enterprise that is Black owned, which makes me feel better because it's not some billionaire who can do anything he wants already. It's an entrepreneur that has put blood, sweat, and tears into something that deserves a reward that doesn't already have everything he could possibly imagine. It's actually 2 people last time I checked. And the link in the description is to an interview that Lena Norms, one of my favorite bookish YouTubers, had with the creator. So half the video is her explaining why she goes from Goodreads to Storygraph and why Goodreads is terrible. And then half of the interview is her interviewing the founder, who was the engineer, like tech spec person who put the idea together for Storygraph. So very interesting. So I thought I'd point people to that. And the third reason to go to Storygraph to track your reading is that you're not supporting or giving data to the Matrix, otherwise known as the Zon, since I don't say that on here. Since I don't say the name on here. Let's see if we've got any more guesses. Nope. Jenna's asking, imaginary extra credit. Do we need to have a talk about how credit is level up experience worthy? I don't know, but my teachers in school used to say imaginary extra credit when they didn't have anything to give out, but they wanted people to try to guess something. So that's where I'm taking it. Sandy is here, joined late. So happy to see you do the tag. I know it only took 3 people tagging me, right? People saying hello in the chat. Leo saying cheers to Storygraph. Excellent. And Jenna asking how easy is that switch? So I waited until the year ended because one of the fun things about Goodreads is that you get to see if you get your goal for the year. Like we all, I think, pay a little homage to that number of books read per year as booktubers. So I waited until I finished 2020. I did the migration. So they just basically import all your data and like a few, I think I had like 4 or 5 that, or something like that. They didn't come through. I didn't bother hunting them down, figuring out which ones they were. They were just lost to history. And then when I logged in new books, I only logged them in on Storygraph. So the Goodreads is like a peon. That's not the right word. An ode to 2020 and before. And Storygraph is all of that minus like 5 things and everything new. So it was very easy. There's a few like tutorials on Storygraph, but basically it's more focused on you tracking your reads rather than all the suggestions and the forums and the lists and the ads. And so it's much less like blinking marketing lights. It's much more clean white space and finding the right edition and very easy to add things. And then you taking your reviews and you looking at other people's reviews, but not having them in your face for spoilers. So I thought it was pretty easy to port over. The only thing is, and they also do stats for you easily. You've probably seen that on other people's videos. They do charts and graphs and fun stuff each month for free. There are several ways to sort that I can still only do on Goodreads, but I just go back and use Goodreads for that, and it's no big deal. So there you go. So yeah, that's a great question. Tracking your reads on Storygraph. Mr. Villand is dropping in to say hello, hello, hello. Question number 4 is 1001 Arabian Nights. Have you read any stories from the Arabian Nights? Do you have a favorite? If you haven't read it, do you want to? Okay, so I have not read any stories specifically from Arabian Nights. I don't feel called to because it's going to be a fat book, and we'll get to why that is not apparently a good thing for me later. But I put a link down below for this question as well to a video that is a little teaser trailer of the 1001 Arabian Nights play. So I actually saw this in 2011 at Arena Stage in DC, and it was beautiful. It's not my favorite play ever, but it was a wonderful representation of a version of that stories in a is it a black box theater in the round with a crew that constantly shifted where the focus was, where the action was, what the character was. And it was really cool. It was very innovative, as Arena Stage is known to be. So I enjoyed that a lot. Back when I had season theater tickets. Yes. Okay, so that's just like a fun little teaser trailer in the description. Question 5. 1001 flavors. Do you have a favorite food or flavor? Boy, howdy, do I. Okay, so I had lots to choose from here that I thought I'd pipe in. One I will do that is a direct product placement is Mama Ganache Artisan Chocolates Spicy Orange Chocolate. So I love orange and dark chocolate, and this is a local company in my hometown of San Luis Obispo that ethically sources its ingredients and has really high quality chocolates. And they also do these cute little molds of like curled up cats. I mean, they're too expensive for me to splurge on, but they're really cute. So Mama Ganache is the name. There you go. If anyone wants to explore that. And orange and dark chocolate. I also love peanut butter and chocolate, especially in coconut ice cream, such as they have here in Oregon. I also love lime and chocolate, which is like the base of my favorite family recipe dessert called Lime Delicious, which is like lime, jello, and Cool Whip with a chocolate cookie base, not Oreo, but the other like flat disc of chocolate crumbs. It's special. It takes a while to make. It's a work of love and a work of art. So yeah, lime and chocolate. Okay, leaving the chocolate behind, we've got basil and mint, lovely and refreshing. Tomato and eggplant, which I fell in love with, and turkey. Sweet potato and pecans, which is a fellow family recipe called Sweet Potato Delight from, is it Arkansas or Missouri? I can't remember, but delicious. Oh my gosh, it's like crack. It's just like, oh, so good. So yeah, so that's all I'll go for flavor combinations with the little shout out and everything. But yeah, plenty more that I could go into, but we'll stick with that one. Let's see. We've got some more hellos. We've got Rachel here, RK Stumbling Bear. Jim asking, is Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves in the Arabian Nights? I read that. I don't know if anyone can answer. If Sandy knows, because she may have read it. Jenna saying Theater in the Round is so much fun. Yes. Sandy saying chocolate. I agree. Shannon saying love dark chocolate with all kinds of flavors. Yes. Cat chocolate. What? I know. Okay, so there's a place in Boston where I went on my recent trip that has little chocolate mice, and that's their thing, right? I'm like, okay, that's cute. But Mama Ganache has little chocolate cats like that are like curled up, and it's just like a mold. It's a little truffle molded into a cat. So that's all I'll go into. Hi, Ben, running to right. No worries. Just in time for the chocolate discussion. Good timing. Exactly. Sandy says, it is one of the stories, but I haven't read that particular story yet. Got it. Yes. Sandy's tackling a lot of mammoths, so I don't know where 1001 Arabian Nights is in that order. Shannon says, I believe that Ali Baba's story is part of Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights with an N. Yeah. Cool. I know it features in the Aladdin musical, so there's that. Okay, question number 6. 1001 pages. And here I'm going to get into why I'm not very interested in reading the Arabian Nights. So I did look into Storygraph's back brain, if you will, to see if I had read any books that are over 1001 pages. And I did come up with 4 that satisfy their criteria, which may or may not catch some or others that are in different editions. But no surprise, 2 were Diana Gabaldon books, Echo and the Bone at 1149 and Fiery Cross at 1008. We also had Bleak House, the Charles Dickens, so Jim will appreciate that, at 1017, and Mark Bittman's How to Cook Everything, which is a cookbook, which I definitely did read front to back, with 1044. So, and then the next closest was 992, which was Democracy in America, which is Alexis de Tocqueville. And when I look at those choices, Tocqueville, Gabaldon, not her best books, Dickens, and Bittman, I go, okay, well, the question is actually, is there one that you would recommend and is worth the time? And I wouldn't recommend any of these. Yeah, I wouldn't say that they were any of my favorites. I think my favorites that are big mammoth reads are more in the like 500, 600, 700, 800 range. Once you get above 900, it starts to just get a little much. Okay, and now my voice is going, so take a little break here. Shannon is listening to 3 lives at the same time. Okay, mine, Colin, and whose is the third one? I am drinking some Korean barley tea, hoji cha. Jenna says, yes, Diana for the win. Shannon says, and trying to buy more books at the same time. Yeah, divided brain. Jim's list was Mists of Avalon, Lord of the Rings. Oh, because you count Lord of the Rings as one. That makes sense. Yeah. Does LOTR count as a series and not a single book? Yeah, I counted it. So when I went through and counted physical books, I counted physical books. Like Lord of the Rings is 3 books on my shelf. So I counted the packaging, not the author's intent. Estelle Van de Velde. Ooh, I love that name. It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I'm subscribed. So I will check that after. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, I'm taking a breath here. This is a great spot at question 6 to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And here, let's pop this in here. I put something on Instagram. No one guessed what I did when I counted the books in my house was okay, so here it is. I went like room by room and just like put on top of this piece of furniture, in this bookcase, on top of the dryer, on top of the printer, underneath this table. Like there's stacks of books everywhere, right? So I had to add them all up. And instead of doing it on a calculator, I tried to say it to Siri. And I went through the whole thing and then stopped and waited for Siri to add my numbers. And she said, sorry, can you make that into fewer words? And I was like, what use are you? So I got annoyed and I took a screenshot and I put that up. But then I said, guess what I was adding? And no one responded. So perhaps we already knew. So that's one thing I put on Instagram. And then the other thing was the 3 books I was reading for the end of the month. So if any of you saw, I know not Claire, Amy did in New Zealand. She said, I see the Thunderhead. I just finished the Thunderhead this morning. I finished A Ghost in the Throat yesterday, and I'm aiming to finish Segu either today or tomorrow to finish March Strong. And I worked that into a little cat meme. So that was my little fun thing for the end of the month. Sandy is 4 pages away from War and Peace. That's right. You said 3 books left in the last video. Excellent. Feels so close yet so far. Right. Jim read Lord of the Rings as 1 book. Estelle in Germany. Okay. She's really great with Amazon ads. Interesting. Okay. Is she the one who's quite young? I think you pointed me to her before, and I was surprised how young she was and like the advice she was giving out. So I think I do follow her then. Yeah. Sweet. What book are you madly trying to finish in the last 3 days of March, if any? If you put any stock by these like March TBRs, whatever. Shannon says, finished everything for March, but was listening to Dune audiobook. Decided to buy the book now since it's hard for me to hear being partially tone deaf. All right, Dune, huh? Nice work. Leo has 3. He's trying to finish 2. Love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, To Be Young, Gifted, and Black, and hoping to at least start Love After the End. Oh, that rings a bell. Tell us who Love After the End is by, because I can't quite recall the cover. Excellent. Excellent. You can do it. You can do it. What I did, and this is a totally arbitrary goal, was I had those 3 books, and 2 were quite big, and I was various points. I read one day so that I had 100 pages left in each of them. So then it felt manageable to like finish 100 pages because I could do that in a day. And yeah, so now it's within my grasp. So that plan was successful, hopefully. Jim finished his March TBR except Bleak House, which I haven't started. Just finished Herrick's End. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. Sweet. So you got it from NetGalley because that's coming out in the beginning of May from my friend TM Blanchett. If anyone's interested, young adult fantasy sci-fi and very action-oriented, like portal fantasy, cool stuff. Yay. Leo saying, a short story collection edited by Joshua Whitehead, anthology of two-spirit and indigiqueer speculative fiction. Oh, right. Okay. Love After the End. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Oh, good. And Jim is also saying Herrick's End is a great 5-star read. Sweet. Cool. I look forward to directing Trisha to your review whenever it comes out because she'll be so excited. And now Leo's going to add Herrick's End. See, this is what we do for our friends. Pass on the good reads. Yay. Okay, so we're done with our little midterm break here. So let me take that down. Question number 7. And just to revisit, I'm asking for guesses for my number of physical books. So there's some up above in the chat, but I'll wait till the end to let everybody know. Shannon says she read Dune years ago, but going on Nia's channel for scripting the book. Oh, gotcha. All right. Seriela, Alba is here. Oh boy, I want to get to Segu sometime this year. Hola, hola, hola. And thank you so much, by the way, for responding and tagging Dalma in your comments, because her people got in touch and then I sent that information to Mighty Blaze. So hopefully we might see her on Authors Love Bookstores highlighting a Puerto Rico bookstore, which would be so exciting. And Nia is here. So Shannon was just talking about reading Dune for her appearance on your channel. So hello, hello. And Shannon remembers me talking about Herrick's End. Sounded so great. Yay. Okay. Sandy's got a guess. 374. Sweet. Claire saying she needs to revise her guess. I know. I gave more details. Okay. So back to the questions. We're on number 7. Number 7 is 1001 buckets. Do you have a non-bookish bucket list? What is one thing on the list? I have no list. My guiding light, guiding characteristic is for non-bookish things is just to be kind. So that is the goal. That is what we're all working towards, to have that principle echo in everything I do. So that's all. Question number 8, 1001 numbers. Do you have a lucky number? Is there a story behind it? Kind of, sort of. So my lucky number is 4. May possibly be because I was born in the 4th month, but also because I'm a 4 on the Enneagram. So if anyone knows what their Enneagram number is, pop it in the chat. I'd love to know. I got into this when I was like 12, 13 years old because my mom was into it and she went to a conference and brought back books. And I thought, ooh, personality systems. These are so much more sophisticated than the ones in 17 magazine, right? So I got really into that and identified. I haven't retaken the test as an adult, but I doubt it's changed. I don't know. I should probably take it again. But yeah, 4, and because it's part of the Enneagram. Oh man. Okay, so Jim's review is already up on Goodreads. Sweet. Thank you, Jim, for the link. Can everyone see this? Is he a moderator? Do I need to change the... Yes, cool. All right, it is up. Jenna's guess is 999. Just Nia saying hello. Jenna. So at 2, Jenna the Soul Writer, Shannon says, that's just 2 fewer than my guess because she said 1001. So she's giving you like the over under basically, if I understand that right, which I don't. Shannon says, my lucky number is 16. So 4 times you. 4 is considered unlucky in China, says Jim. Yes, it's like something associated with death, I believe. And I just learned through one of my books, one of my March reads, that 4 is actually, I don't know that it's associated with death, but everything comes in 4s for, oh gosh, now I'm going to forget the name of the tribe and clan. So I read Oak Flat, which is about Native American San Carlos Reservation in southeastern Arizona. Why am I blanking on the name? They said it multiple times throughout the book, and now, of course, I can't recall it. Apologies. But they were talking about how there's 4 colors because it's the 4 compass directions, and the ceremony that they described, the sunrise, the ceremony for the young girls when they're becoming women is 4 days long, and everything's multiple of 4s. So that was really interesting to know. Jenna's saying, I was thinking the Price is Right theory could apply. Yeah, exactly. Alba saying, that's great to know, Margaret. I'll be on the lookout. Yeah, they plan months ahead, so it might be a while, but at least it's in there in the line. Sandy does not have a lucky number. All right. Anita, hello. Her lucky number is 7. Jenna says 6 here. Sandy says, should have guessed 1001. Rachel says April is a great month. Shannon says 7 is considered magical in many stories. 7 dwarves, 7 swans, etc., etc. Yeah, that's cool, right? I like, I don't know. It's not like numerology makes sense to me, but I do like having a significant number. All right, question 9. We're almost done here. 1001 authors. So this will hit the jackpot here. Do you have a favorite author, and or genre? All right, you know me, people in the chat. So please tell me, what is my favorite genre? Please, someone get this right. Jim says 365 is a number he uses for some email addresses. All right, well, that's easy to remember as long as you don't use it for passwords. Claire with the win. Historical fiction, of course, right? Like, can we get some more historical fiction up in here? Can we get some more historical fantasy up in here? Maybe a historical mystery, yada yada yada. Okay, that's all I'll put you through because I don't want to keep bending over. Yes, historical fiction for the win. Well, Jane Eyre is not an author, so technically that is not a correct answer, Jim. Historical fiction, always, forever. Sweet, sweet. Yes, you all know me very well. Thank you for confirming. So that's the genre that I love the most to read. So that is what I write in. But what about authors? So immediately my first thought of favorite author was Susanna Kearsley. If anyone loves Susanna Kearsley, pop it in the chat. She was on my channel, so that was a beautiful day. Along with Vanessa Riley. So they had a fantastic discussion about home and historical fiction, which was off the hook, y'all. So I'll pop it up there if you need to see it. But what about authors? So I popped back onto Storygraph again to see all-time stats for most authors read, which is something you can do on Storygraph. And besides Susanna Kearsley, what was at the top but Jacqueline Winspear, Diana Gabaldon, sorry, Anne Perry, controversial choice, Laurie R. King, excellent mystery writer, Stephanie Barron, which is a pen name for the Jane Austen mysteries gal who is a former spy, awesome writer, Gail Carriger, who writes steampunk, Victorian paranormal, awesome and hilarious, Jane Austen, of course, Deanna Raybourn, who writes historical romances, which are often witty and atmospheric and action-oriented. And then the last one was Tolkien, which I find interesting. But yeah, he's the only man in a field of women. Go figure. So I enjoyed looking at that statistic. That was fun. But yeah, that kind of puzzles me because I can only have read 4 of his, right? So yeah. Jenna weighing in with my favorite fiction is history. Wait. Oh, I get it. Because history is fiction. I like that. Jim, I think Jim probably got this before I said it. Yep. Anita saying Anne Perry might be a controversial choice, but she is a good writer. Yeah, exactly. Nice blend. Yeah. It's interesting. These are all authors that I've read a lot of books of. So they have to have written a lot or have written in series. And I haven't read any Anne Perry in a long time. I haven't read any Laurie R. King in a long time. Or Deanna Raybourn, or Gail Carriger. So there are people I've sort of like gone off, but they're still in all-time stats going to rank high because of how many books I've read. So interesting. Good deal. Then we've got question 10. Do you have a favorite 1001 activities? Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? And a little bird told me, called YouTube, that there's a new original tag by Sandy up today. This is how late I am. A new original tag about outdoor activities. And so definitely check out Sandy's channel for that today. Yes, my favorite outdoor activity is walking. I like to walk a lot. I don't walk every day, but I do walk for lots of miles. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this year I'm trying to lose weight with my sister on an app called the Conqueror app that gives you a virtual walking tour of a place around the world that is an established trail. So she and I are currently walking the North Coast 500, which is a 500-mile trail across the north coast of Scotland, in and out of the lochs, the sea lochs. And it's gorgeous. It gives you a little Google Street View, so you sort of see the moss and the firs and the gorse and the ocean and it's beautiful. There's even snow, and you don't have to walk around in it, which is pretty fun. And it like tracks your stats and stuff, which is pretty fun. So I've been on long walks to sort of inspire or like up the ante for that cardio exercise, which means like 8-9 miles. And it's nice. I listen to audiobooks while I do it. Sometimes I switch it up and listen to music and like do a little dance walking because it's Portland. So who's going to stop me? But yeah, so walking. I really, really enjoy walking. You might think of Portland as a bike city, but I cannot listen to music while biking. I don't even feel safe biking in this city. So I got last year, finally, I got one of these like car things that pops out of your trunk to hold a bike so I can take my bike somewhere easily. Before that, I was having to disassemble it to like shoehorn it into the back seat of the car, and it got it out of whack every time. So I got this thing for the trunk with the idea that I would drive to bike places and feel safer, but that hasn't yielded anything either because I don't like to drive to do activity. So I am stuck with walking around the city, which is fine because there's plenty of beautiful neighborhoods, beautiful parks, beautiful trees in springtime. It's a great time to be walking right now. So what about you? What is your favorite outdoor activity? Anyone watching? So Just In Case has come in, and I'm not sure what he's responding to, but he's got some books that he's mentioning. Jim saying, I didn't read the same author twice last year. Wow, that's interesting. The name of the app was the Conqueror app, and it's like black and gold. So I hope that helps you find it. The app sounds great, says Nia. Jenna says 57 miles into a 500-mile journey by the end of the year here. It's been so worth it. Going to have to check the app. Yeah. Nia saying walking is one of her favorite outdoor activities as well. Shen says, can't walk outdoors. I would if it was wooded, but I'm way too introverted for everyone outside my door. Oh my goodness. This is not a great thing to say, but I hardly interact with people when I'm walking because I'm focused on the book and my, the safety, the safety arrangements as I cross streets. Oh, that's interesting. That's even more introverted than me. Justin is still giving book things, and I'm not sure what for. Leah says he's also a fan of the Conqueror app. Woohoo! Well, if anyone's on the North Coast 500, you can like add me. I don't think you can add people in different trails, but yeah, it's not perfect. But my sister and I are together, and it's fun. All right, so that was the 10th question. So now we're going to go into the people I'm tagging. And a lot of people have done this tag on Sandy's playlist. There were 99, so I am number 100, unless someone else has done it in between yesterday and today. But that's kind of special, so I do enjoy that, being 100. That also meant it was more difficult to find people who had not done the tag. But not that difficult, because I am subscribed to a lot of channels, and I just went down like the first 50 and picked ones that had not done the tag. So if you've done it recently and hadn't put it up yet, I apologize. Don't worry about it. But I am tagging P English Literature, whose name is Peter Okonkwo. And he is a recent booktuber that interviews authors. He did lots of commenting on people's pages for a little bit. And then I finally went over to check, and he'd gone from 0 to over 1,000 subscribers. So he's obviously doing something right. And he is a booktuber in Nigeria. So very excited to see his responses to these. I liked picking people for this, especially that would have different responses to me and have different books that I would not know that would be coming to the surface to recommend, or authors. So hopefully that is what we will get. Second one is Mate Between the Pages. Her name is Taylor, and she lives in Japan. So I recently got introduced to her from Rachel, I think. So thank you, Rachel, for that recommendation. The next is Aoife from Words of Clover, who was on my channel earlier this month to do the Patreon book chat about the Irish Readathon. So I've definitely tuned into Irish authors that they've been recommending, but maybe this will, I don't know, open the field up to more recommendations. Then I've got Young, Gifted, and Black. Her name is Marina, and she is in France, and she does videos in both French and English. So I don't know if Claire is still here. Possibly she dropped off for her sprints, but I have loved listening to a few of her recent videos where she highlights Usman Sembele. I can't remember exactly the name, but the God's Bits of Wood, I think. And so there's a lot of Black French literature that like I want to understand more about. I have like an inkling because I studied it in college, but I would love to get more modern recommendations, and she is a good one for that. So I'm excited to see if she does this tag. Oh, Claire's still here. Okay. I have to check her out. Yes, it's Young, Gifted, and Black, but there's only one G between young and gifted. All one word. Jen is saying, I love Taylor. Yay. So you guys know these people already. I'm not bringing anyone to your attention, but I'm trying. Jim has a communal walk on Wednesday mornings around the wasteland, an undeveloped part of Tbilisi. Interesting. Well, that definitely sounds intriguing. The booktuber's name. Yes, so I just said that. So hopefully that is all right. The next person I'm going to tag is D. Blair Gold, whose channel I recently subscribed to because I found out I wasn't. So I thought I was, and I wasn't. She is a fabulous commenter. She just had a great video about literary terms, which I loved. Some of the like arcane ones she pulled out, and I tweeted about that. So, oh, Sandy's got to go to a meeting. Thank you, Sandy, for tuning in. We're almost done. I just have a few more people to tag. Thunderbird Woman Reads. That is Danny, and she does not post a lot of videos currently, but she might. And she's got longer videos. She's got a beautiful series from last year for Indigithon, and I love her aesthetic. She does a lot of cool patterns and brings a lot of authors that I don't know to like. So I'm tagging Danny. I've got Sarah at Sadie Reads Again, who is in Scotland and who might be doing a Scottish readathon in November. So I would have to pair that with my Indigithon, but I volunteered to help with that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So I would love to hear Sarah on this tag. A new subscriber to me and that I'm subscribed to is Emmy North, who is in the UK. So I'd love to hear her answers to get a newbie's perspective. And guess what? Jim, have you done this tag yet? I searched your channel and I didn't see it. So I'm tagging you, Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. And I got some of your answers in the comments, but hopefully there will be more expounding if you do this tag. And then finally, Chloe at Thistle and Verse. And I know about Chloe because she does sprints with the what is it? It's not the slow readathon. It's the, is it Nedia Corafor? There's a book series that she and Shay are slow reading, and they do sprints to read the books. And it's like Highland something, but I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry. So anyway, I'm aware. I've seen some of her videos, and I think she would be great to get some new names up in this tag. So she is my number 10. There we go. And yes, Claire, I am tagging these people. I have it all ready to go. I'm going to pop it in the description as soon as I finish the live. So definitely, they definitely are cool people. And Jim hasn't done it. So now Jim has been tagged. Sweet. So yes, that is my 1001 books tag. I will pop the members who I've tagged into the description and appreciate your all's attention. So it is Tuesday. Have fun on the other lives that you're tuned into. Have fun for the rest of the week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be kind this week. So happy reading, everybody, for the end of March. And I look forward to seeing your wrap-ups and or weekly reads, etc., and seeing how you're doing. So thanks again, and talk to you soon.